Hey, I'm ChristopherJMUA and welcome back to my channel. Unless you've never been here, of course, then welcome. I'm very glad you stopped by. We all know and love the Burt's Bees chapstick. If you don't, this is it. This is specifically the Burt's Bees Vanilla Bean Moisturizing Lip Balm. I can remember Burt's Bees being around since I was a kid. I mean, like, I feel like it was always a chapstick that my mom had. There was always one in the car, there was always one in the house. Like, I'm pretty sure I remember these at one point being like 50 cents each. That's not what they are now, definitely not. But I did get mine from Cracker Barrel. But it was like $4.15 for this thing. Anyway, I digress. We all know and love Burt's Bees chapstick. But did you know that Burt's Bees has a foundation? Yes, they do. This is the Burt's Bees Goodness Glows Liquid Makeup, which kind of scares me because the last time I tried liquid makeup, it was from LA Colors and I got it from the Dollar Tree and it was absolutely terrible. I hated it. I never wanted to use it again. So hopefully this is not going to be like that liquid makeup and this is going to be reasonable, hopefully. Either way, no matter how it is, we're going to be finding out. We are going to be doing a wear test and a try on, and we're going to see exactly how this foundation looks on me, if it matches, and how well it lasts throughout the day. So if you would like to see exactly how this foundation performs, what it looks like, and if I like it or not, then stay exactly where you are and keep on watching. So Mark actually got me this foundation. I was doing an Instagram live last week, just a few days ago really, and I asked him to get me something from the store whenever he went, like a foundation, so that I could just have a new one, you know? Review a new one, review something else, and see what it was like. And this is what he decided to surprise me with. I had heard of this foundation before. I had never heard of what it was like, or if the person that I heard about it from liked it or not. I had just heard the name of it, and I had heard that there was a foundation. So it wasn't too much of a surprise for me hearing about it the second time, but the first time that I heard that Burt's Bees made a foundation, I was flabbergasted. Do people use that word anymore? I feel old now. And whenever Mark picked this out for me, he picked my shade. He picked the shade 1030 Linen Beige. I feel like this is gonna be a pretty good match because I put it up to my other foundations to see how close the color was, and it looked pretty close. But we're gonna find out for sure in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and read the description off of Ulta's website for the Goodness Glows Liquid Foundation. Now it shows that this is originally $16.99. I don't remember how much Mark got this for. I think he said it was like $6 or something, and he got it from Walmart. Whenever he bought it and brought it in, he said, "Don't be surprised if it's not the greatest because it was really affordable." I was like, okay, I don't expect it to be. But who knows, this could blow my mind, you never know. The description says, glowing skin is always in. Burt's Bees Goodness Glows Liquid Foundation in Porcelain. Oh, well, this isn't porcelain. Is a full coverage, okay, mineral makeup that leaves skin smoother and more radiant with a natural finish that's never heavy, cakey, or greasy. This 98.9% natural moisturizing foundation instantly hydrates and nourishes skin and stays on all day. We will be the judge of that. Made with responsibly sourced meadow foam seed oil, known for its moisturizing benefits, it gives you naturally beautiful results both inside and out. Burt's Bees Goodness Glows Liquid Foundation is perfect for dry or combination skin, available in 12 natural looking shades to match a variety of skin tones. Linen Beige is ideal for medium toned skin with warm or yellow undertones. Burt's Bees Goodness Glows Liquid Foundation is formulated without parabens, phthalates, SLS, petroleum, or synthetic fragrances. It's dermatologist tested and never tested on animals. Essentially what I get out of this is that based on the name Goodness Glows, it's gonna have some kind of dewy or glowy finish, and it says it's moisturizing, so I'm assuming that that means it's gonna have hydrating benefits, and that's what makes it dewy looking. And it says full coverage. It doesn't even say medium to full or light to medium to full. It just says full coverage, so it's gonna be full apparently from the very beginning. Under the key benefits for the foundation, it says 1 ounce pump bottle of liquid foundation, Linen Beige, ideal for medium toned skin with warmer yellow undertones, which we already know. 98% natural mineral makeup up, moisturizes, evens, and smooths for a natural looking finish that lasts all day. We already know. By natural looking finish, I'm assuming it means like velvet matte, maybe. So potentially not quite dewy, not quite matte. Made with a responsibly sourced meadow foam seed oil known for its moisturizing benefits that deliver radiant results. I don't really know what meadow foam seed is. I feel like I need to research that at some point soon now so that I can know. But apparently meadow foam seed has moisturizing benefits. It shows it comes in 12 luminous full coverage shades that match a variety of skin tones and never look heavy, cakey, or greasy, which is kind of hard to believe with it being full coverage and only full coverage, but we'll find out. And then the fact that it's formulated without parabens, phthalates, SLS, polatritum, or synthetic fragrances. That's awesome that it's not fragranced. And then how to use. Shake well before use. To complete a naturally beautiful look, add radiance to cheeks by applying Burt's Bees Blush Over Foundation. Okay, well I don't have their blush, so it's not saying how to apply it, so I don't know if a sponge or a brush will be better application. So I'm going to take sponge on half and brush on the other half. Now I am going to be wearing this out and about today because my little sister and I are going to be going to Ulta to shop. I want to get her like a cute little palette. She doesn't know it yet, but I want to get something very, very affordable because I don't have a lot of money. But I want to get her something still because I think she would have fun. And I also have to approve my time card at work, and I want to do a wear time test on the foundation. So we're going to do that. I will also have a few check-ins throughout the day, but I want to go ahead and get this applied so that we can figure out what it's like. I just used my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I know what that's like on my skin, so I felt comfortable using that to get a really good feel for this. I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in a little bit so that you can see a little more clearly upon application what it looks like. Okay, so let's shake well. I hate it when I can't hear a foundation inside of the bottle because I can't hear the shaking. I don't know if I'm shaking it or not. Okay, we are completely shaken, I believe. I'm gonna start with my brush. I'm gonna be using my Morphe M439 brush. And since this states it's full coverage, I'm starting out with 2 pumps. I might need to just put this all over my face and then blend it out with a sponge on the other side. I'm gonna try and start with just the brush though. I think we're gonna be good on the shade. It looks like it's close to matching my neck. Well, when they say full coverage, they mean full coverage because I'm definitely getting a lot of coverage out of this. And that's just 2 pumps. I'm pretty sure 2 pumps is enough, at least for one side. So far, it's applying okay on the brush side. I'm excited to go in with the sponge because I think I know what it's gonna look like, or kind of. This is reminding me a lot of the Confidence in a Foundation. It just has that like velvety matte finish like I was thinking it was going to, but it also has the coverage. Now I started with 1 pump on the sponge side because I wanted to kind of spread it out first. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the 2nd pump. I do know that whenever you go in with a brush with foundation, you typically do get more coverage out of it than you do with a sponge because the sponge soaks in so much more product than a brush does. I think that's why I like a sponge application more than a brush application 9 times out of 10 because it does take up any excess product that you might have had on your face. There's really only been like probably 1 foundation that I haven't liked a sponge application with, and it's only because it wasn't full coverage enough, so it kept leaving sponge prints on my face. Okay, so far, I'm liking both sides. I can tell a little bit of a difference in the coverage between the brush side and the sponge side, mainly on my pores. It looks not necessarily cakey, but it looks thicker on the brush side. Like I can see that it's thicker. It's more coverage. And I can still see a little bit of redness coming through around my nose, really on both sides. But it's super lightweight. I don't really feel like there's anything on my face. I don't feel the weight of foundation, and it does feel very moisturizing. It actually feels really nice. Looking at both sides, I do prefer the sponge application, but I don't dislike the brush application. I do like the coverage that I'm getting from the brush. I just prefer the finish of a sponge. I don't like the thicker look as much, if that makes sense. Like where it looks like there's a layer of foundation on my pores. I prefer the other side where it looks like it's going into my pores and kind of like being more like a second skin, and I feel like I'm getting that better accomplished with the sponge. So I'm gonna add 1 more pump and just go all over my face with the sponge, starting on the left side and bringing it to the right just to kind of even everything out because I am gonna be wearing this all day. I'm gonna be in public and seeing people. I want to at least try to make it look seamless. And one thing I am gonna have to do with my brush, and maybe some of you know this struggle, maybe some of you don't, it depends Depends on if you have a beard or not. But a lot of liquid foundations don't really work around the beard area with a sponge because you just press down and then the hair falls and then you squish the hair in and then the foundation sticks underneath the hair. So I need to go in with the brush around facial hair so that that doesn't happen because it looks really weird when it does. And because I'm so extra, I just took one more pump onto my nose. I think that makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This would be the 7th pump, but I'm taking the last pump on my nose because my nose never seems to get enough coverage on it. But I'm going over my nose so that I can cover the last of my redness. Now I'm just dispersing that foundation, and then we're gonna go in with all the rest of our products. I've gotta say that I am thoroughly enjoying the luminosity that I have right now because my skin looks really glowy in the light. Maybe you can see the reflection, or it just looks like I have kind of dewy skin in a way. My normal skin on the daily is actually very shiny, like very dewy, because I moisturize and my moisturizer isn't mattifying, so I just have like normal dew throughout the day. So this kind of finish works with my skin well. Now next I'm going in with my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This one's in the shade Creme Brulee, or 2.5. And I'm gonna try and go for more of like a subtle, natural-ish glowiness today because this is the first time I'm wearing makeup into work and I want it to look good. I don't want to take too many chances and go like crazy with color or anything because it's the first time, you know? I want it to be very understated. I'm worried if I go crazy then it's gonna look ridiculous and then it'll be like, oh my god, why did he wear that here? You know? I don't want to do that. Okay, now I'm gonna set my under eyes with my Jeffree Star powder in the shade Translucent, and I'm gonna do that using my Morphe M554 brush, as always. And I'm also going to set my forehead because I get very cracky up there. That's what happens when you age. Children, don't smoke and don't suntan. Use SPF. Protect your skin while you have a chance. Okay, sorry, I've been gone for like 10 minutes because I had to eat a bowl of cereal. My little sister woke up. She was still asleep. I've been baking for quite a while now, so I need to go ahead and wipe this off. So what I'm gonna do is take my Morphe M106 brush and go into my Physicians Formula Argan Oil powder and set the rest of my face, but at the same time, brush away the excess setting powder. Rest of my face is powdered. So far, so good. I like it. I still have some luminosity, which I didn't think I would have anymore after I set my face, but I still do. I can see some shine right here. It's not very much. I can see it underneath the powder though, like it's still glowy from within sort of thing. I can still see some redness, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but I also did go back in with my sponge and that lifted off any excess product. So I could have probably just gone in with the brush instead and only the brush and covered all of that. And it's not even like crazy bad. It's just I can still kind of see the tint of redness coming through. My skin actually does look really nice right now. Nothing is accentuated and it looks just like my skin. So that's good. Obviously it looks like I have foundation on because the coverage is so intense. My skin is not this perfect, but it's got a nice texture. It looks like my skin. Next I'm gonna go in with my Colourpop BYOP Build Your Own palette, and I'm gonna go in with this bronzer shade right here, and this is in the shade Opening Act. If you haven't seen how I created this custom palette, I will leave a link right up here and you can go check that out if you'd like. There are actually 2 custom palettes that I've made from Colourpop. If you want to check both of those out, you can as well. And I'm just going to take my Morphe M462 brush. It's a big fluffy duo fiber brush. This is a very subtle bronzer on me, and that's why I kind of like it and why I want to use it today, because that's what I'm going for today. I want to say too that concealer meshed really well with that foundation. So the NARS Radiant Creamy with the Burts Bees just worked well together. Obviously very different ends of the price spectrum, but still both very good together. And with my bronzer, rather than just like bronzing, like giving my skin any kind of sun kiss, I'm using it more as a definer, like a contour kind of, to give my face dimension, just so whenever you look at me, it's not just flat from foundation. So it's kind of just more so using the bronzer as a shadow, but also still it has that like warmth. So I'm still giving warmth to my face. I'm just not doing it quite as much. Now I'm gonna take my Morphe E6 And I'm gonna use the same bronzer first and just lightly shade in a nose contour. I don't want this to be harsh or extreme at all, so I'm just gonna use my very light bronzer first, just to give some shape without it being a super hard contour. Now I'm gonna take the same brush into my Too Faced Cocoa Contour Chiseled to Perfection palette, and I'm gonna take that into the shade Medium Cocoa up here at the top, and use that to contour. And this is literally, well, as you can see, it's literally just adding a little more definition to my cheekbones with the intention of trying not to make it very harsh. Now I'm gonna take my Morphe M208 brush. It's a very dense, wide blending brush, I guess. I think it's a blending brush. I like to use it as a nose contour though because it is so long. Plus with it being a blending brush, I can use it to blend out edges. And I can keep it thin, so I can make a thin line without it going crazy fast. And then once I add in the color for my nose contour, I always go back in and flip the brush sideways after I clean it off on my arm or with a brush cleaner, whatever you have, whatever you choose, and just blend out the side of the edge. Now I'm gonna take my Morphe M104 blush brush, and I'm still gonna go into my Colourpop Build Your Own palette. This one is what I put all my blushes and my highlighters in. I'm gonna go into the shade Glass Slipper, specifically, this maroony reddish blush shade. And I'm going to be very, very light-handed. And now, because I added more than I meant or wanted to, I'm gonna go back in with my powder brush and just go over that blush and try to diminish it just a little bit, just to reduce it some so it's not nearly as red. Now that the blush is done, I'm gonna go ahead and pop on some highlighter. Gonna use my Morphe M105 to do this. I don't actually know what brush this is for. It looks like a powder brush. Could it be like an under eye? I don't know for sure. Anyway, I'm gonna use it for highlighter. And I'm gonna go into the highlighter shade Boy Next Door from Colourpop. That is this one right here. And I'm just gonna use that to accent all of the high points of my face. Now so far, it looks like this foundation has lasted through everything I've thrown at it. I've gone through every complexion product that I have for my normal face routine, and it seems like it's staying exactly where it's supposed to be. None of it has shifted, none of it has moved, none of it has melted away, none of it has blended away. It's all still intact, and it still looks good. I still have the same coverage everywhere, and I don't see any cracking. I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyeshadow, my brows, and my lips off camera, and we'll really see if my forehead is cracked by then, because I always raise my eyebrows while I'm doing my eyeshadow. I have yet to find a foundation that can deal with my facial expressions. I will check back in with you before I go about the day. So I will be right back. And I'm back with the finished look. This is everything done and all complete. If you hear thunder in the background, that's because there is thunder in the background. It is now storming outside. Very badly, actually, might I add. So I'm gonna go drive in it. But needless to say, I finished my brows, eyeshadow, and my lipstick. Of course, that really had no bearing on the foundation, except for the fact that I did get the chance to test me raising my eyebrows the whole time I was doing my eyeshadow to see how much creasing I had on my forehead. And honestly, it's not like it was when I started, that's for sure. It did get a little bit of cracking up on this line and this line just from raising my brows, but it's not nearly as bad as it usually is. So we're gonna go ahead and go, and I will see you guys again soon. Hey guys, so it has been 3.5 hours. We just got to the mall actually, because she wanted to go to the mall and hang out. This is the way the foundation currently looks. I still have that like dewy glow and maybe a little bit more because my skin is like sweating maybe a little bit, and it's raining outside, and it has been for a long time. She's distracted. So I will check in a little bit later, but right now we're at the 3.5 hour mark. So bye guys. Hey guys, so it has officially been 5.5 hours now. It is 9:30. I think it's been 5.5. No, 6.5 hours now. And I honestly think I'm still doing okay. I have very glowy skin still, and it's been like that since I put it on. It's been kind of humid all day, so I don't know if it has anything to do with it. And it's been raining all day also. I don't know if that might have anything to do with it too, but it looks very, very dewy. I didn't think it was gonna look this dewy. So I would say somebody with oily skin could not wear this. But for me, having normal to dry skin, it actually looks really nice. But if you were oily and you had a natural shine throughout the day anyway, you would end up like wet-faced, I feel like. But for dry skin, it's really amazing. And it's not wearing down. It's not breaking apart or cracking anywhere. I have my normal couple of lines in my forehead, which are just always there. And I have these two lines that always happen no matter what, even before I set anything. And there's nothing wearing off anywhere on the side. Everything still looks good. Nothing has been transferring throughout the day. Like I can touch my face and nothing comes off on my hand. So I'm really happy with this foundation, honestly. Like this could become possibly a norm for me because it's really pulling it off. Even better than my Tarte face tape, which is the one I've been using regularly. I will probably have one more check-in, but I will be back in the studio whenever I do. But this is the 6.5 hour mark. So I will see you in the next check-in. Hey guys, I am back with the final check-in. It is now 10 o'clock, so it has been 7 hours. I know that's not the most extensive wear time test, but it's about a normal day, or like a normal work day, a normal shift. I'm tired, so I had to quit early. I could have stayed up like way later, but last night, since my sister's having a sleepover at my house, we stayed up really, really late, so now I'm like really, really tired, and I need to make up for last night. But the foundation. As you can see, potentially, I'm still very shiny, but like dewy shiny, like healthy, good skin shiny. It's not like gross, oily shiny, and I'm super happy with it. I feel like I could deal with this every day, and I would be very happy about it. Now, like I said in my previous check-in, I would not recommend this to someone with oily skin, because I don't have oily skin, but it was very humid today, and it rained a lot today. I think maybe because it was humid and it rained that it kind of aided in making this foundation look a little more dewy, but also it's dewy in itself. So I feel like if you did have oily skin, it would just get way too wet looking and not look as natural anymore. Like you would look greasy, I feel like. I don't know, it might not be true. Give it a shot at your own risk if you would like. I just wouldn't if I had oily skin. But if you have normal skin and you want to get that like dewy glow going on, or if you have extra dry skin and you want to get something that's a little more corrective and make you look just a little more healthy skinned, then I would definitely recommend. Especially because it is so affordable. And you get 1 ounce in the bottle, so it's pretty much a standard size, but it does work really well. So those are my thoughts and opinions on the Burt's Bees Goodness Glows Liquid Foundation Makeup. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, please, pretty please. And if you enjoyed my video and me, then by all means, feel free to subscribe right down there and become part of the family. And then hit the little notification bell so that you can be alerted every time I upload a new video. I really do thank you guys so much for watching. And if you'd like, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. My username is the same for everything. It is simply ChristopherJMUA. And even if you don't follow me or subscribe or ring a bell or whatever, if you do nothing else, will you at least please always remember and never forget that you're beautiful. Bye guys.